Hello everybody, SlimKirby here. Welcome back to more Let's Play Fire Emblem Radiant Dawn. Today we are going to be starting the end game of Part 4 and the entire game as a whole. That's right, guys. This game is coming to an end, finally. But, for one last time, I'm going to let someone else say goodbye. This is the last time we'll hear him. He's been a big part of this project, been here from the beginning to the end. Ladies and gentlemen, map commentary.
Ike and company managed to evade their persistent foes, finally arriving in Cien, the capital of Benyan, the Tower of Guidance. According to the creed of the goddess, which has been taught across the continent by Benyan, this is where the goddess Asherah will appear during times of great crisis to lead the people to safety. As even the smallest child in Benyan knows, the tower is sacred and mere mortals may not enter. With the world edging toward catastrophe, the tower glows like a pillar of pure light, as though to pierce the very heavens.
Very well said, Mr. Map Commentator. Endgame Rebirth. So as I've mentioned before, this is actually a 5-part endgame, so yeah, it's not just one giant battle, it's a bunch of collective battles, but we'll go over that later. For now, let's stare at the Tower of Guidance. Okay, so 2 of the groups have joined each other. What the? The gate's opening! What? They already went inside. That's not fair. They know what to expect and we don't. And also, Kanagus is here too. And it looks like Yune is back. So it looks like we got some more assistance from the other groups around the country, or no, the continent, not country. What? That doesn't sound good. Uh-oh. Wow. So yeah, the entire dragon country of Goldoa has joined with Asherah. Except Curve and Ina. So I guess we know where they stand. But anyway, here it is, guys. The very last base of the entire game. I'm sure you can go back to it, like, during the end game and, like, get a few items from the convoy and stuff. But, this is the last forced base anyway, so let's go ahead and look up some things. First, we have some records. Peleus was the MVP of the last chapter, which is completely fine with me. Go Peleus. Info conversations. We have quite a few of info conversations right here, but we will be going through all of them. So let's start out with this one with Renning. So yeah, we actually get a new character with this conversation. We get Duke Renning, and I'll talk about his abilities a little later. Oh, looks like Jeffrey and Renning are gonna have a little competition here, I guess. Aw, that was nice. Okay, conversation with Stefan. So yeah, right now, they're talking about the branded. That's another important thing right there. It explains why Micaiah looks so young, when in reality she's actually pretty old from the look of things, or from the sound of things. So yeah, Yune's kind of come to realization that all of these rules and guidelines and laws made by the goddess Ashera are kind of just... they just don't really make that much sense, I guess. Or, I mean, they might make sense, but they're very narrow-minded, I guess you could say. But anyway, now we have a conversation with the dragons. So yeah, we learn more about Rajayan, Ina's ex-fiancé or husband. I don't know if it was a fiancé or just husband. But for those who don't know, Rajayan is also Almeida's sister, obviously, and also... or no, Almeida's brother, and Kurf's brother as well. And basically... King Ashnard, who is the bad guy from the last game, he actually warped Rajayan's mind and turned him into a dragon mount, almost, and completely warped his body, completely warped his mind. And yeah, that was basically what happened there. And Nazar is here as well. Oh, wow. What? That's stupid, though. Wow. So yeah, I guess Nazar has joined the rest of Goldoa while everyone else is staying with Yune and Ike and everyone. And that's actually, Nazar actually mentioned a very important thing, but I'll be going over that later when we actually get to the third part of the end game, so I'm not going to mention that yet. Okay, here we have a conversation with Kanagas. So yeah, if we talk to him, we get the Irvin Axe, which is, I believe, an SS Axe that we can give to pretty much anyone, whoever we decide to give it to, so I'll probably be making that decision later. And lastly, we have Fireman. Okay, so we have all the money back, or not all the money, only 20,000, but whatever, we have some extra money to spend for the base, and that's all the info conversations. Before I actually cut and do probably the longest cut of the entire game, because I'm essentially going to be looking through all the units, picking out my team, giving proper weapons to my team, making sure they're at decent levels, giving them skills, all of that. Because I'm going to be doing all of that, I will probably need to be spending quite a bit of time off. So I'm going to go ahead and warn you of that right now. Right now I'm just kind of going through the support list to see if there are any supports I could make, which I guess I could do this, but it's not really going to do or change anything. So sure, why not? But yeah, that's basically what's going to happen now. And oh wait, before I do that, there are 3 things I need to talk about. I believe if I go all the way down to the very bottom of the list, we actually have 5 new characters. I'm going to go ahead and go over 3 of the characters right now, because 2 of these characters are actually required. 3 of them aren't. So I'll just go ahead and quickly talk about Kanagas, Gifka, and Renning. Kanagas is the Lion King, probably the most powerful of the Beast Lagoos, I'm willing to guess. Basically, just think Tabarn, but, you know, obviously non-flying, and of course, you know, being a Beast Lagoos instead. He has the skill Fortune, which can nullify enemy critical attacks. Of course, he has the Form Shift skill, and the ability Roar, which can inflict damage at triple strength rating, and paralyze the enemy for 1 turn. Very, very powerful attack. Next we have Gifka, who is pretty much just like Kanagas, although he's a normal lion, and I think his abilities are slightly lower than Kanagas's, just from the look of things. But yeah, that's pretty much what you get with Gifka. He's just like Kanagas, only just a bit less stronger. And I believe his speed is higher than Kanagas's. But yeah, that's Gifka. He has the skill Nullify, which cancels enemy bonuses, which is nice. And likewise, he also has the Roar ability. And finally, we have Duke Renning. Duke Renning is a Gold Knight, level 16. He's almost at level 20, so he's essentially almost done. He has very high stats, basically like Bastion, like Volk, like Oliver. He's a character you essentially get just like if you don't have any other characters of that type that you don't want to use and you want to use someone like that. He's basically, you know, kind of a replacement for that. I've honestly never used him before. I might actually try to on my next playthrough just to, you know, give him a chance or something. But yeah, that's basically what Renning is. I'm not really sure what his growths are. And as for Kurth Naga and Ina, I'll be going over them in the tower, like I said. But yeah, that's about it. Also, going to check the bargain bin just in case. Have a Worm Slayer, a Petch Cats, and a Varine spell, so that's what you can get in here. Also, a lot of Arm Scrolls and Shine Barriers, and some Lagoose Stones as well. So, yeah, there's a lot of stuff you can get here. So, now that I've done that, I think it's finally time that I actually get started with getting my final team ready. So, yeah, I'll see you guys in a little bit. Okay, guys, I am back. It's actually kind of funny. This is like 7 hours after I cut the footage. It turns out that preparing for this chapter actually took me about an hour, but then I got too close to a time where I had to do something else, so I figured I'd just put a hold on this and come back to it later tonight. So that is what I did. Not that it really makes very much difference to you guys, because you're going to get this at the same time regardless. But anyway, let's go ahead and see what I did. Actually, no, forget that. I'm not going to do that, because I want to show that at a more appropriate screen. One thing I am going to do right here, though, I said I would do this in the extra videos. I think I'm going to go ahead and do this now, just to show off what it does when I have a good opportunity to. I'm going to show off the weapon forging feature. I'm not actually going to be using any forged weapons for this chapter or anything like that, but I did want to go ahead and show this off. So I'm just going to go ahead and create the special weapon that I created in my Path of Radiance playthrough, a specialized lance for Nephany. You pick what weapon you want, whether it's a sword, lance, axe, tome, bow, or knife. Then you choose the classification, whether it's iron, steel, silver, or a throwing lance. I believe there are different, selections for each of the different weapons, but whatever. I'm going to go ahead and make it a silver lance. Yes, base it on that. And then you can actually change the attack power, which is MT. You can make it higher or lower. Why'd you want to make it lower? I have no idea. So I'll make it all the way high. Hit percentage basically gives you, the amount of chance it has to actually hit the enemy. Critical, it boosts the critical hit up a little bit. And then you can also change the weight. Now, you're probably thinking, for weight, it might be better to actually go less. However, that is not completely true. Yeah, a weapon that weighs less, you'll be able to attack. The possibility of getting a double attack might actually be better. But I believe if a weapon weighs less, it's not going to increase your weapon level as much. So that is one thing I kind of figured out, while I was playing this game. But since it really doesn't matter now, I guess I'll go ahead and make it a 7 weight, just because. Then, of course, you can change the color. Because this is a specialized weapon for Nephany, I guess I'll just go ahead and make it green. Yeah, I'll make it green. Although I guess she's more of a blue character. Her hair is green. Yeah, I'll make it the color of her hair. So yeah, we'll make it green. And I think you can also change the... Oh no, you might have to do it after this. But okay, here. And yeah, this is basically... tells you how much your lance will take to be purchased. In this case, 23,000 gold, which is more than half of the gold I have. And you can actually use coins. Now, apparently you can do this in Path of Radiance as well, but I don't know how they're used in that game. In this game, they actually mention it, so... Basically, you can use the coins, and you get to pick a card, and the card will do something to your weapon. Which, in this case, it'll give you +1 MT and +10 hits, so... yeah, sure. Let's go ahead and do that. And yeah, that's pretty cool. And then you, of course, name the lance whatever you want. So I'm going to name it what I named it back in Path of Radiance. This is the Reckoner. I reckon it's a good lance. That's right, I had to make that reference because it's appropriate now. So yeah, I'll hit OK. And actually, because she does have some room, I will go ahead and give it to her. I didn't want to spoil my team too much. You might have actually seen a few of the characters, but I'll go ahead and show that off later. And you can make another one if you want, but I'm obviously not going to do that. And yeah, that's really about it. I think we're actually ready to go on now, so let's go ahead and save our game one last time. Probably didn't need to do this, though, but whatever. And I guess also, just for fun, I'll show off, actually, it's not the best way to show it. I'll show you what's in the convoy. That's right, I've pretty much gotten rid of everything. I've used all the skills and sold what I had left. I gave all of the stat increasing items. I sold all of the weapons I didn't use anymore. I do have a blizzard spell still here, but whatever. And I have Leonardo's bow, and I have Edward's sword, and Mist's sword, and Ike's sword. I can't sell these items though. So yeah, that's about it. Let's go ahead and continue. Oh no! I don't like the sound of that. What? More disciples? That sucks. Oh, come on! That's stupid! They're soldiers brought back from the dead. How much more ridiculous can you get? Now, this isn't actually the first battle. This is actually kind of a small little sub-scene before we actually do this. I don't know, I just found that animation really funny. He just, like, picked her head up. Okay, so Micaiah basically just told us how many units we'll be taking. We're going to be taking 11 units, 1 Heron, both dragons, the Empress, Micaiah herself, and Soph. Now, with the 11, they were counting Ike, so it's really just 10 units. But before we do that, here is Micaiah's last promotion. I'll go ahead and show this promotion all the way, even though it really doesn't matter too much. But anyway, she was a light sage. Now, she is a light priestess. She gets a nice defensive bonus, I will admit that. Anyway, here we go. All of the units we're taking are fully promoted. From what I can remember, anyway. And here we go. Here's where we're choosing our units. So let's get ready to get rid of all of the units we see here. Then I'll go down the list and show you who I'm taking. Jill. Mia. Neffany, Nolan, Tabarn, Alencia, Gotri, Rolf, Makalov, and Peleus. That is my team. You can also go ahead and outfit, so this might actually be the last place you can do the outfitting. But I'll go ahead and show you what I have here. First, I cast the Ragnell. I also gave him the Nihil skill and the Miracle skill. All he has is the Ragnall, of course. And I also gave him a few stat boosting items. I believe I increased his resistance, and I increased something else. I don't remember what it was, though. It was probably luck or something. But yeah, that's Ike. Next we have Micaiah. Micaiah has Elite, Thane, Purge, Valora. I also gave her Restore, Mend, and Physics Staff. And yeah, that's basically her. I also got her Light Magic up to S, just so she could use Valora. There might be another SS-ranked Light spell, and hopefully I can get her Light level all the way up so I can use that. I don't know if I can, though. I could buy another Arm Scroll, though. I'll think about doing that. But that's Micaiah. Skills. I just gave her the Stillness skill, which negates the chance that the enemy will attack her. So that's why I gave that to her, just in case she was maybe in range or something. Okay, Soth. He has, let's see, Stiletto, Basilard, Card, Silver Knife, Silver Dagger, and a Peshkats. He's mostly going to be stealing items from treasure chests. There are a few treasure chests in this first chapter. He can also steal items, too, if we need him to. I also got his knife skill up to SS with the Arm Scroll. And I gave him the Pass and Shade skills, mainly just to, you know, avoid him getting damaged by enemies. And then also he can pass through enemies too if he really needs to. Sanaki, I gave her a lot of magic spells, Cymbeline, Volganon, Rex Flame, Arc Thunder, Arc Wind, Shine, and Arc Fire. She can't use Rex Flame, but her fire is almost to SS, so she'll be able to use it eventually. And I also gave her the Adept and Cancel skills, mainly because I had them and I didn't give them to anyone yet. Okay, Kurthnaga. Kurthnaga is a Dragon Prince, which means he is a black dragon. I'm not sure how black dragons compare to other dragons. I think they just have normal abilities throughout. But I don't remember if they use magic, strength, or a combination of the two. I don't remember. But anyway, that is what Kurthnaga is. Kurthnaga is pretty good, and he's going to be helpful in one of the endgame chapters. But I think you do get a dragon who's much better later on anyway. And I gave him the Dragon Foe for that reason. So that's basically what I did with him. He's also carrying a bunch of physics staffs just in case I run out during the battle. So that's what I did with him. Ina is a red dragon. Oh wait, did I go over all of Kurthnaga's skills? Kurthnaga has the skill Night Tide, which increases the defense and resistance of adjacent allied units by 5. Pretty good skill, I have to say. Ina's a red dragon, which means she focuses on using strength and defense rather than, or she focuses on strength, not magic. Oh wait, no, maybe that's backwards. I don't remember. We'll figure it out. We'll figure it out when we go through this. But yeah, this is Ina. Ina's actually pretty weak. I'm not a big fan of Ina. Kurth is a lot better than Ina is, just in my own honest opinion. Ina has a few new skills. She has the skill Boon, which returns all adjacent allied units to normal condition. That is something to keep in mind for the very last chapter if you want to bring her to that. She also has Blood Tide, which increases the strength and skill of adjacent allies by 5. She also has Miracle and Renewal, and that's really about it. I also gave her the Hammer and Staff, just in case. Okay, here's Jill, level 10 Dragon Lord. I gave her the Irvin Axe, a Silver Poleaxe, Silver Lance, Steel Great Lance, and a Silver Axe. The Irvin also increases resistance by 3. Let's see, I gave her the Snowify skill to prevent thunder attacks from damaging her, so that's basically all I did with Jill. Next we have Mia, level 10 True Blade. I gave her the Veikati, Storm Sword, Silver Blade, and a Killing Edge. The Veikati increases defense by 3. I also gave her the skill Vantage and Adept So, you know, if she gets the first turn, she can also kill the enemy before the enemy can even do anything. So I think that's a pretty good combo. So yeah, that is Mia. Next we have Nephany, level 11 Sentinel. She has the Silver Great Lance, Silver Lance, Killer Lance, Short Spear, Steel Great Lance, and the Reckoner. I gave her the Resolve and Vantage skill. I think that's also a pretty good combo, just in case. That way she could, you know, maybe get a critical attack on the Resolve combo or something. Next we have Nolan, level 8 Reaver. He has his Tarvos Axe and Arbalest, and then a Silver Axe and a Silver Poleaxe and a Killer Axe. I gave him the skills Nihil and Daunt. Next we have Tabarn. Tabarn, I gave him the skill Nihil, basically. I'm going to be doing that because there are a lot of bosses coming up that have very powerful skills of their own. So that is why I gave that to Tabarn, because Tabarn's a pretty good attacker. And that's probably, you know, a good thing that I did that. And I also gave him a bunch of Restore Staffs, like I did with Kurth. Just so, like, if anyone ran out, he'd have those in backup. Plus, he doesn't actually need to carry anything anyway, so that is why I did that. Okay, Alencia, level 12 Queen. She has the Amity Sword, a Mend Staff, Fortify Staff, Physics Staff, Restore Staff, and Recover Staff. Mostly going to be a healing unit, obviously, but the Amity does grant some pretty powerful attacks, so it's a good thing that I have that too. I also gave her the Nullify skill to prevent against wind magic and arrows. Next we have Gotri, level 13 Marshal. He has a Silver Great Lance, Silver Axe, Silver Poleaxe, Steel Sword, and a Steel Blade. I also gave him the Resolve and Provoke skill. Figured that, you know, it'd be helpful to provoke enemies to attacking my most heavily defensive units, so that's kind of the logic I used there. Plus, you know, when he does get to low HP, he is going to wreck everything. So yeah, that's Gotri. Now we have Rolf, level 10 Marksman. I gave him the Vantage skill, Provoke skill, and the Cancel skill. Again, thought that was a pretty cool combo. It could give him some trouble because he doesn't have Resolve, but, you know, he's a pretty speedy unit, so he might be able to dodge pretty well, so that was my logic there. He has a Brave Bow, a Silencer, a Silver Bow, and a Killer Bow. He's also going to get another bow in this chapter, which is very, very powerful, but I will be talking about that later. So that is Rolf. Next we have Makalov, level 12 Gold Knight, who has a Silver Blade, Silver Sword, Silver Axe, Silver Poleaxe, and I gave him a Steel Poleaxe as well. He has the skill Savior and Counter. Remember, Savior eliminates skill and speed penalties, so he could always rescue if he needs to. And the Counter skill is pretty cool too. Next we have Peleus, a level 16 Archsage. Besides Ike, I can't believe he is actually my most high-leveled unit right now. I gave him the Renewal skill and the Shade skill. Not really good skills for him, but those were the best skills I had remaining, I guess. And he has Balbarath, Farine, Worm, El Thunder, Arc Thunder, a Physics Staff, and a Restore Staff. So, yeah, that is my entire team. I did use a bunch of stat-increasing items on different units, but I don't remember what all of those were, so cut me a little slack. And with that, that is my entire team. I hope you guys like it. I know some of you probably don't approve of a few units, especially some of my units that I brought that might actually be not as good as some other ones. I know I got a lot of comments saying that my Nephany is actually not as powerful as my Aaron, which I do know that's true. Nephany is higher level, and she doesn't really have that much more stats than Aaron does, but it's like I said, I promised I'd use Nephany from the beginning, so I'm only going to keep that promise. And also, it's my own personal taste. So, I mean, it's my opinion, it's what I want to do, so, you know, who cares? It doesn't have to be a pro decision. I think I'm pretty good to go regardless, so that's just the way I see it. So, let's go ahead and get started, because I've been talking non-stop and my voice is starting to hurt, so let's save our game one last time. And let's get started. Finish. Oh, also, we have to choose one member from the Heron tribe. And I'm going to go with Raphael because he gives the best healing maneuvers, at least in my opinion, because he can heal from all four sides on every turn. So that's why I picked him. Okay, here we go.
So, you were companion to the very first Empress Altina. I am honored that you have chosen to speak with me.
You would trust in the word of a stranger?
Yes, I can see inside you. I know you cannot speak lies.
Is it possible? Do you share some aspect of my power?
I do, as did my mother. Generation after generation, each apostle has been blessed to hear the voice of the goddess. We know of impending disasters, how crops will fare. All revelations originally intended for you.
The children of my union with Altina. I had no idea.
Please, look at this.
That mark.
All of the apostles have borne this brand. It is our greatest secret. The senators must never know. Because of this brand, I thought that I had been born of some great sin. It plagued me always. Guilt tore at me every day as I hid my mark from my people, deceiving them constantly about my true nature.
Oh, child, how can I apologize to you?
And yet now that I've met you, I understand. There is no shame in my heritage. None at all. I will not live in hiding. I will reveal to the world that I am one of the branded. They must see there is no shame in who I am.
No, you mustn't. You don't understand the danger you will be placing yourself in.
Oh, but I do. The senators will do their utmost to rally the people against me, as they did when I freed the Lagoons from slavery. But I will not be deterred. If I am to lead this nation, I cannot allow it to be corrupted by prejudice and hatred. I can put the life the goddess has given me to no greater good than this.
Such determination. Your eyes, they very much resemble Altina's.
I will stand before my people and proudly proclaim the truth. And then I will guide them to a just and honest future. This is my promise to you.
Thank you. Your strength of will, the truth that guides your life. You have shown me the way back to myself. I shall return to Goldoa and tell my friends of you and your actions. I will tell them that Laguz and Bjork may once again live together in peace. I will tell them that there is hope.
Thank you, father of my mothers. I strive to be worthy of the gift of life you have granted me.
Okay, that is something else about these next few chapters. There'll be a lot of small little cutscenes like that. Although I guess they're not really cutscenes, they're more like, little voiceovers. But still, during those I will be quiet, so do not worry about that. And each of those scenes will talk about one thing or one subject or one person from the game. I actually wasn't paying attention too much at the start, so I didn't really recognize who they were talking to right there. I'll mention who it is later, because I want to do some research as I'm going through this game. So, like, try not to spoil it in the comments unless I tell you guys to. That's all I'm going to say. And at the end, once I figure out everything, I'll try to elaborate as best as I can. But yeah, Micaiah, or, well, rather, Yune, is going to have little episodes like that in between every battle, so just keep that in mind. Anyway, here is our first battle. And it's going to be against Lakain and Hetzel. The only two... Well, no, not the only two, because obviously Oliver's still alive, and so is Sephiron, so... Two of the remaining bad senators, I guess we'll say. So yeah, he's talking about how Sanaki kind of rose to power of Benyon. So now they're talking about kind of the events of last game, because we had to uncover some of this in the last game when we started working for Benyon. Oh, so Lakain killed her grandmother as well. And he also was the one who was responsible for the Serenes massacre as well. Yeah, just keep saying that. I hope you're still saying that when I'm stepping on your corpse. Okay, so here we go. The first battle. The objective for this battle is to rout all the enemy units. So, over here we have Lacane, and over here we have Hetzel. Now, because Lacane has a rewarp staff, expect him to use that a lot, because he is going to use that a lot. So, just thought I'd say that and get that out in the open. Okay, now, let's actually start planning for this. I'm going to get all of my most defensive units out in front. Also, another thing that you guys are probably asking about, probably wondering about, I realized that I don't really have a lot of my supports together. And that's completely true. I didn't plan for that very well at all. However, I don't think it's going to be a problem, in all honesty. I don't think it's going to be that big of a deal. I know I probably should have thought about that, but I honestly think I'm going to be fine. I honestly do. I don't think it's going to be a big deal at all. And I'm sorry if I kind of, like, pointed it out like it would have been a big deal, because it's really not at all. This is not a very, like, difficult... None of these battles are really that difficult. They're not going to depend on the supports at all. So yeah, that's just something I wanted to bring up. But anyway, let's actually get started now. I've been talking enough, trust me. My voice feels like it's about to die already.